All right. Excited to be back for another episode of Jackman Radio. This is Jackman Radio Burning the News. So this is kind of like a little segment that we do where it's just you and me, man, just talking about the news and current events and shooting the shit.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a ability and a good arena to kind of just give hot takes and shit takes and poop takes and
deep fakes and deep states.
Deep fakes, fake tits, deep states, and and ribeye steaks.
Yeah, definitely. So you're wearing your Clown Prince jacket / Purple Rain. Is that you wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing my Joker jacket today. It's my favorite jacket. I bought it last year for our birthday, and I like purple, man. It's inspired by the Joker and
Kim Basinger. I love purple.
He's like,
yeah, dude. As if.
It's a good stalling tactic that she uses, though.
Dude, you know what I forgot? Because I remember this music video when we were kids, but Mary Jane's Last Dance by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I don't know how much you remember about that music video.
Isn't it kind of like going around in a circle, and it's like I don't know. It looks like it basically looks like a stage, sound stage, right?
No, that I think you're thinking of "Don't Come Around Here No More" with Tom Petty.
Okay.
He's like the Mad Hatter. But Last Dance at Mary Jane, or Mary Jane's Last Dance, Tom Petty plays like a coroner, and he's in a he's doing an autopsy, and the body it's Kim Basinger. She plays the body, and he kidnaps the body out of the morgue, and then dances with her and dresses her up, and that's the video. I totally forgot about that.
Wow, that's kind of dark.
Yeah, it's wicked dark, dude.
I'll have to review that after the stream.
Yeah, it's worth a revisit. I revisited it recently, and she said she had a freaking blast filming that with Tom Petty, and that he had a great sense of humor, but he was really shy. And she's like, I'm not like big or fat, but I don't know how this is going to work. We're supposed to dance, and I'm supposed to act like a corpse. How's he going to? He's a little guy. He's just a little guy.
You a slight dude, like a scarecrow.
Yeah. We're going to get Jeff and Daddy out here for a little traveling with little
berries. What year was Last Dance with Mary Jane?
Well, that's a great question. I want to say 89 or 90.
Okay.
Early 90s. I think it's early 90s.
Early 90s.
I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
Any bar band or cover band worth their salt plays that song.
Dude, the Dippers certainly they do a formidable cover of it.
Yeah, our friend Sheep did play it, and of course my band Northern Stone does a cover of it as well, and it's always a good time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys play it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone watching, thanks for tuning in here. This is Jackman Radio, our second edition of Burn the News, and we encourage you to send in your questions, comments, requests via Super Chat, whether it's $1, $2, $5, $20, $500, whatever, $50 bill, whatever you're feeling like and you want to throw down, we appreciate it. We've been working hard building this channel up, and last week was our first monetized live stream, so this is the second one, and we're really excited. This is it's been a great adventure so far. So we what did we watch this weekend? So we had trying to remember the weekends now, man. I just Copa was asking me today. He's like, "How was your weekend, man?" Because I hadn't talked to him in a few days, and I was like trying to remember what I did this past weekend. Dude, you know when you kind of like black out and you don't really, I'm not even drinking right now, so it's not like I have like a booze soaked brain right now. I had to like really think hard on what we did last weekend, and we went out Friday with Mom and Laura for dinner. That was this past weekend.
Yeah, then we went to a friend's birthday on Saturday.
We went to a birthday party up at in Lake Spofford, up past Keene there. Great time, hung out on the deck, had some pizza, listened to some tunes. They have like a propane tank, not a fire pit, but like a cool fire that comes up. So that was really nice.
And that thing throws off some good heat on the deck at nighttime in New England. As fall continues to descend, and it was cool to hang out with some friends and some guys that we used to work in the auto industry with. So that's always a good time.
Yeah, we hadn't seen those, and we all us boys hadn't been together in a little while, and we get together and stories start coming out about all the years spent in the car business.
Collectively, you and I worked professionally for 12 years, and then growing up, I mean, our dad sold cars, so we used to go to the auctions with him and go on runs and deliveries and a couple of repos. So we really have the auto industry has been in our DNA pretty much since we were little kids.
Oh yeah, going to the auction as kids and hanging out at Dad's car lot, being all around other car dealers, and yeah, it's quite a world, man. I imagine not much has changed in it, but also at the same time, I'm sure a lot has changed. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just glad to be out of it. It's just a scummy industry, man. There's a lot of scummy fucking people in the car business.
You know, we kept our sense of humor, I think, but man, the customer service end of things, man, especially in like repairs and service. Oh, it was, it's no wonder that I think alcoholism is very rampant in that industry. And
yeah,
certainly, I went to work a few times in the hungover for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tattoo, cigarette, alcoholism, drug addiction, and broken dreams, broken families. You know, just a broken down piece of meat.
I think a lot of industries can probably say that, but but also in the car business, especially in like the shop, it's family. You know, there's a lot of family. You know, it's like Dominic. I would walk out of the shop and kind of half expect to see Dominic Toretto out there turning wrenches. You know.
Yeah, not friends, family.
No, we don't have friends. We got family.
Yeah, and we what did we watch this weekend? We watched
Midnight Mass.
The whole Midnight Mass series, which I think overall was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot. It's almost damn near perfect. I mean, there were a couple of things, but it's hard to find a series or a show that grabs you in like that and is so well made and well written and well acted, and just the themes. I mean, I don't want to really spoil it or give too much away, but it's safe to say that that's a show about religion. It's a show about faith, grief, guilt. It's a horror series, but it's a lot more than that. It really kind of subverts the horror genre, and so I think that's why it's very popular and it has a large crossover appeal. Right now, it's a pretty hot series, but it's written and directed and created by a fellow named Mike Flanagan, who did Doctor Sleep, which was the Shining sequel. He did Hush, which is another great kind of horror movie on Netflix. He did the Netflix adaptation of Gerald's Game, which is a Stephen King story. He also did House on Haunted Hill and Bly Manor. So yeah, he's got his own unique style. You can kind of tell. You can tell it's him. And I highly recommend it. I mean, the characters are the story is incredible. The story is really good. It's 7 episodes, so there's some times where some of it drags a little, but overall it's good pacing. And you get invested. You're invested in it, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. So Wicked Matters Records says, how pumped are you guys for the new Dexter season? So Mike, you're the Dexter guy out of us. I've only caught a few episodes of Dexter. I was like never lined up. I was never able to watch it with you. You were always able to watch it, and I couldn't. I mean, what are your thoughts? Is the new season going to be any good, or is it going to be total dog shit?
I'm very excited. I pretty much zoned out the last season and a half of the original run. I think most fans are probably in agreement that especially the finale was dog shit. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing this. Is kind of a mulligan for the last season and really the last couple seasons. I mean, it didn't, most good shows, man, they're 5 seasons. I think the original Dexter was like 7 seasons. So it definitely went a little bit too long, in my opinion. But I'm excited because there's, obviously Michael C. Hall's coming back, who I think is a very talented actor. He's also a singer and he's done some Broadway. He was in the production of Lazarus, which was David Bowie's final album.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually, on YouTube, you can see Dexter, Michael C. Hall, singing some David Bowie tunes. It's freaking awesome. He sings Heroes, and he does some of the tunes off of David Bowie's final album. So he's a real talented dude, and it's hard to, for people to kind of parse him out from the Dexter character. So, he is Dexter. But I'm excited. They're going to have his son as a teenager. They're going to have his adopted sister, Deb, come back as, I think, his new dark passenger, because obviously, spoiler alert, she died in the series finale before, or the season 7 finale. So I think they're going to fix some things, and it looks really good. It was shot in Massachusetts. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. My main man, Josh Stone, says the best job is Market Basket, Concord store forever. Josh, good friend of the show and the podcast, my former colleague, spiritual guide, mentor, big brother figure.
Veteran. Here's
current.
Job. Thank you for your service. Current.
Yeah. And when Ventura was on what show? He was on a show with Oliver Stone. He's like, you know what? He's like, me and Oliver Stone are a couple of Vietnam veterans. That was everything. But Josh is a patron of the show, of Jackman Radio, so we really appreciate your support, Josh, and I hope we can get dinner soon, man. We've been trying to make dinner plans, and he was in Florida recently. He's all over. He's all over.
We were trying to make barbecue plans a couple years ago.
Yeah, right? we're still gonna make that happen.
It'll happen. We're always hungry. Don't worry. I mean, look at me. Look at me.
Men like gods. What's up, Jackson Bros? Ooh, dude, read the title of this a little more closely.
Is he being? He might be. He's being.
I don't know. We got some coin coming in, baby.
Fire
Pixie, $5. Popping the money cherry, rainbow frog, # we are Ryan Dawson. Absolutely, we are Ryan Dawson.
Thank you, Fire Pixie. We love you. We love you. We love you.
We appreciate it. Mr. Self-Destruct, you guys deserve way more subs. Well, yeah, we do. I like cheesesteak subs. I like meatball subs, chicken parm.
Chicken parm is good. My mother has a really good recipe, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. If I told you my mother's recipe, I'd have to kneecap you and put your kneecap inside the beef.
Exactly. Robert De Niro. Yeah, well, please, to help us with that, spread the word about this channel. Tell people about Jackman Radio. Urge them to click subscribe and the alert bell there. And if anyone watching here has not subscribed yet to Jackman Radio, please do that right now. We're going to be doing a lot more of these live streams and hoping to line up some cool interviews, more skits, more specials. I mean, really, the sky's the limit. So we've been working on building this channel for a while. And obviously, the more support we get, the more we're able to do. There's some big guests I'd love to fly to New Hampshire to come and be on the show. But certainly all of that costs money. So anything our fans and subscribers and supporters can do to help us out, I have the links all down below in this video for our Patreon, for my Venmo account, and then my socials for Instagram and Twitter. It's all down there. So
I think our work speaks for itself. We got a body of work that speaks for itself.
I agree, Mr. President.
I'm upset that OBGYNs can't love their patients. They can't practice love with their patients or put table on their food.
It's true. It's true. Love the comedy. Have you seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Better Call Saul shows?
Oh, yeah. Huge Breaking Bad fan. Like I was saying earlier, I think that that show went 5 seasons, which is just the perfect, if it's done correctly. It had the showrunner the entire time, Vince Gilligan. The dude laid out the vision, had characters you cared about. And I loved how you saw Bryan Cranston's character of Walter White turned into the villain Heisenberg, who really just did the most deplorable, despicable, awful, unimaginable things you could ever think about, but you still root for him. So that's the mark of a good show. And I thought that was ended perfectly, but I loved El Camino, the continuation of
dude, Todd got puffy.
Yeah. He's eating a lot of those pizzas.
He's thick, dude. He's thick daddy in that. He's still adorable, though.
I love El Camino, and I do love Better Call Saul. I'm a season behind on Better Call Saul.
I
don't think I left off in the season
the house,
where at
the house
end,
is on fire.
I think I saw the season after that.
Oh, I haven't seen that then.
Oh, okay. You're talking about how his brother
slip it, Jimmy.
His brother, his house caught on fire. I love too when the brothers are singing ABBA together.
Oh yeah,
Winner Takes It All. I mean, that's a really
Those are better days, Mike, when they're doing that.
Yeah. Well, then he got he got Havana syndrome, and he couldn't like go outside without like having to. He had to ground. He had to like ground your cell phone. Make sure you had to put it in like in one of those pouches that you have to put in when you go to a Louis C.K. show.
Right.
You know? And you have to wear a parka, so if he masturbates on you, it won't like SeaWorld.
Oh my God! Yeah, you gotta wear a raincoat around Louis C.K. I love how base Louis C.K. How just openly base and deplorable he is now.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
He's just playing for that angry mob audience. Damned autocorrect doesn't like your last name. Okay, that's acceptable. Josh says he was so close to Mar-a-Lago he could smell the Trump steaks. Believe me, they were cooking, and they were cooking beautifully. We cooked them very well done, basically charred and burnt with ketchup on them, okay? The Tales, Mike, of the King ordering for everybody, like his first wife, when you went out, you're not getting the fish. You're getting the steak. You're getting a steak. No, she will not have the fish. Excuse me. She will have the steak well done with ketchup. Mary Trump wrote in her book, Mike, they would go out once a year to that, like, really, like, it was expensive, but it was just, like, cheesy and chintzy.
Cheesy kind of semi-mob restaurant. I'm one of the good fellas. He thought he was Hank Hill in there,
He's always been mobbed up, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then Fats Tony Salerno.
Fats Salerno. He's actually quite skinny. He's a great guy. We'll share. Thank you for sharing. Please spread the word. So you guys know we're fucked if the swing states doesn't fix their election processes.
Did Ohio ever fix anything after 2004? That's what I go back to with people. And like we always say, it's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about who's in power, who controls the vote, who can tabulate the votes, and who counts them. I mean, look up Kenneth Blackwell in Ohio in 2004, who was Secretary of State there. He was also the head of Bush's campaign in Ohio in 2004. And there were massive irregularities in the 88 counties there. The exit polls were all out of whack. Of course, you had Diebold running amok. So this is really nothing new. It's nothing new, and it's both parties.
Didn't the guy's plane go down too, Mike, who was looking into irregularities in Ohio? Yeah, RFK Jr. wrote about him.
Yeah, actually, Maxim magazine did a great article about this in like 2008 or something like that. And he was going to testify. He knew Karl Rove. I think his name was Michael Connell. And I've tried to Google this article and look up this guy again, man. I'm telling you, the stuff on the internet has totally been memory hold. A lot of it's been, pushed to the back with the algorithms or memory hold. But essentially, he was going to testify on election fraud and irregularities. And he was one of the people who I have to believe was built the, Bush's website, official campaign website, and was involved in that. And was flying in a small plane. Plane went down. He dies, doesn't get to testify. And his wife said in subsequent interviews that he had like a personal fanny pack or a pouch that was there, but the contents inside that pouch were missing. So that's
jeez.
Yeah, plane crashes seem to be a recurring thread.
Yeah. There's a trail of that. Man. Always order for your woman, okay? Like Trump dropping the pro tips. Yeah, that's like old school 70s mob, where you order for the woman. Kind of, it's not really. It's pretty dated, Mike.
He's the many saints of Newark, the many saints of Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, his head, Mike.
Yeah. So, like, what will you have, Mr. Trump? I'll have the steak well done with ketchup. And then she's like, and then someone else is like, and what would you like? Oh, I'll have the chicken or the salmon. He's like, no, she won't. She'll also have steak. Basically, everyone has to get steak, whether you want it or not, or whatever your dietary issues are. It doesn't matter. You're getting the steak.
Yeah. Josh Stone coming up huge with a super chat. Need this money back if the government shuts down on Friday. Kidding.
Well, you're not going to get it, Josh, because we're sending it over to the Iron Dome. So, sorry. They need it. They need that $1 billion. We're going to pay for it somehow. We're going to build the Iron Dome, and Mexico's going to pay for it.
It's just so sad that the Iron Dome gets funded and my wall doesn't. We don't get to get my wall complete. Okay, I want the wall. We need the wall. We're going to build the wall. He's a monster, Mike. But thank you, Josh.
There?
What's that?
What did he actually complete on the wall? Did he get a couple 100 miles done? Or
I got to believe a lot of repairs were done to already existing fencing, Mike, and like slats. I mean, Chris Christie said the slats were beautiful. The fucking slats, Mike. But I think I think there's a good. It is. It's like medieval. I just picture like Chris Christie trying to dress as a knight, but he can't fit in any of his fucking armor because he's so fat, and like he's just protruding out, and he's down there inspecting the wall with Trump. He's like, "It looks good, Mr. Trump," and he's eating one of those big fucking bones. Just
he's like a medieval fair.
Yeah, it's a big fucking turkey hank, and he's eating it, and he's inspecting the wall with Trump, and Trump's, the king's there. He's like, "Look, Chris said the slats were beautiful. Okay, I love the slats."
The slats did really well on Yelp, The
yeah,
got really good Yelp reviews.
Oh, we're going to bed.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So then yesterday, so I've been working out a couple times a week. Anyone who follows me on social will know that I've been trying to put up some good content that's not politics or doom and gloom or bad shit. Not that that's like what I put up a lot anyways, but trying to put up some more positive stuff because I feel there's always a need for positivity and feel good stuff and, just different stuff. So, I've been working out twice a week. It's been going really well. And yesterday after my workout with my trainer, she's one of my best friends, Megan. I've known her like going back to like 6th, 7th grade. We graduated high school together. And she has a home gym, and it's just awesome. I don't have to go to a gym and deal with a bunch of other people, a bunch of fucking people in the mirror working out and looking at you, and you having to share equipment and machines and all that stuff. Just crowded gym. I don't know. Not a fan of that. So I feel very fortunate and lucky that I can do this. So anyways, yesterday we worked out, and then I actually had the rest of the day off free, and we watched she told me about this docuseries called Lula Rich, which is all about the fucking multi-level marketing company called LuLaRoe, which sell these just shit-ass, ugly clothes, like these leggings, dresses, and shirts. It's just like the cheapest, like most tacky, gaudy material you could imagine. And it's a multi-level marketing scheme. No doubt you've been either like hit up with these from someone you went to school with or someone from your past. You get like a weird DM from them. Hey, how you doing? You living your best life? I see everything looks great. Hey, I want to tell you about an exciting opportunity to be your own boss. And it's just like, oh my God, you can see this shit coming from a mile away.
Hashtag boss bitch.
Yeah, hashtag boss bitch.
So are some of the leggings stinky?
So that was one of the complaints. So there was actually a section on returns, like for if you were a customer service rep, like, when reason for the call, bad service, needs a refund, that kind of shit. But one of them was leggings are stinky leggings. And what happens is the factory had so much fucking overstock that their warehouse was full. They were putting all the inventory out in the parking lot. And it was just sitting out there just frying in the sun and getting all moldy and gross and all full of anthrax spores. And people would get them and open them and smell them, and they'd be wet and they would just smell like shit. And one of the things customer service reps would say is, well, putting it in the freezer actually can help with that. So we recommend putting in the freezer. We've had a lot of success with that. And it's just like, dude, it's just another airplane game, multi-level marketing fucking scam. And it's in the vein of like the people who do all the makeup, the people who do the oils, the powder cults. The big one around here in New Hampshire is Isogenics. You see a lot of those. Now the thing is, these people were getting bonus checks. Like some people who were early in on the cult and in the pyramid were getting bonus checks for like $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 a month, dude. And they were only doing like $5,000 in sales of actual product. So like when they had to explain like, hey, how are you getting like these big bonus checks if you're only if the percentage of what you're getting is like 70% of it is a bonus check and then only 30% of it is like actual retail like sales? How is this working? So it's very clearly a pyramid scheme. But so this documentary, Mike, you got to see it, man. The couple that founded the whole thing are just like Trump. If Trump gets in there again in 24, he needs these people like part of his camp. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a MAGA. These are MAGA people, dude. Like very much.
Secretary.
Yeah, in the vein of like My Pillow, really just the grift is unbelievable.
And
So
I read that they had their family in there. Like the sixth level was just all family members, right? It was
yeah,
just like,
and they were Mormons too, Mike. So you add that in there, and it's just so good, man. But Megan told me about this, so I ended up like, yeah, maybe I'll hang out. I'll watch an episode of this. And Megan had already watched like most of the series, but she's like, I'll watch it again with you. And she had to bring her girl to preschool and then hang out for a little bit, then go pick her up again. But eventually I just stayed and like watched the whole series. I ended up watching, I think there was 4 episodes.
Dude, you were gone all day.
Yeah, I worked out and then I'm like, dude, I need to watch this. I don't But it's called Lula Rich. Lula Rich is the name of the series, and it's about LuLaRoe. And LuLaRoe is a U.S.-based multi-level marketing company that sells women's clothing. It was founded in 2012 by Deanne Brady and her husband, Mark Stidman, and is currently based in Corona, California, which I thought was funny. As a multi-level marketing scheme, LuLaRoe recruits independent distributors, referred to them in the film as fashion consultants. I'm a consultant. I make my own hours. I'm a boss bitch. It's like, no, you're fucking retarded. That's what you are. To sell products directly, often through social media. LuLaRoe reported sales of approximately $1 billion, Mike, in 2016,
Wow.
which would have made it one of the largest firms in multi-level marketing industry at the time. By 2017, there were approximately 80,000 independent distributors selling the company's clothing. The company received criticism and faced lawsuits from distributors and consumer advocates over several issues relating to its business model. And I need to hear Tim. If Tim Dillon hasn't spoken about this, Mike, this is like right up his alley, dude, about fake businesses. And then a class action lawsuit was filed in California in 2017, and a lawsuit was filed by the Washington State Attorney General in January of 19, accusing LuLaRoe of being a pyramid scheme. Like,
I mean, tell me it's still going on, dude. Or there's something that's still.
That's the amazing thing. It's still going. They've reworked it. They revamped the grift. A lot of the people who were doing it, sent back the stuff and had to like sue the company. It's a whole thing, man. But I recommend everyone watch that. If you're looking for something entertaining and stupid, but also like fascinating and also something that just reinforces the idea that we are a country of complete morons, Lula Rich, about LuLaRoe. You just know when you see MLM, Mike, coming a mile away, the pyramid scheme, the cult.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's just like getting that random message from someone who you haven't seen in like 12 years.
Yeah.
You got a friend request after the last time you saw them, and then that was 12 years ago, and you haven't talked to them since. Then you get a DM telling you about the powder or about Leah Sophia or about Tupperware or about
they talked about some of the OG grifts going back to Amware or something, Tupperware.
Remember the phone? Remember the conference phone thing from like 15 years, like 12, 13 years ago or something?
Yeah,
Trump was attached to it too, actually. Remember?
Of course he was. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, fake business, man. I gotta tip my hat to the hustle these people have. It's just, it's basically, so with the LuLaRoe stuff, it's $5,000 minimal to buy in to become a consultant. You have to buy $5,000 worth of material to sell.
Oh.
And then that launches your business and starts your business. But then you have to like constantly be bringing in other people to throw down their $5,000 to get into it. Yes,
you can spend more time with your kids. Oh my God! You know what it really is? It's a commentary on our economy, on the way things are set up, and the fact that there's right now not a lot of great jobs out there for people. A lot of people are not working; they're staying home, so they're looking for something like this. So I can understand how something like this would take off. How it would be popular or be seen to be like an answer for something. Like I get that.
Yeah, and Megan was telling me about this self-styled wellness influencer on Instagram she follows, and she's part of one of the powder cults with the shakes. And Megan's like, yeah, she keeps selling it, but boy, it's just like month by month, this girl just keeps getting fatter. Like she's not. It's not working for her. She's not losing any weight.
What is it? The powdered donuts? Like, what kind of powder is it?
No, the powder cult, man. The drinks, the shakes. Yeah, powdered donuts. Yeah, really, what it should be is powdered cocaine. To lose some weight.
If I want to lose some weight, yeah, cocaine cowboys.
The way Biden says crack cocaine, crack and powder cocaine.
Hunter cocaine. Where he's doing a limited series where you can get some of Hunter's blood on the painting and some of his actual crack. Those ones are going to cost you a little bit extra, but you get a meeting in the White House basement with me.
And we're selling them through art and embassies with the State Department.
Yeah,
Dude, you like the art and embassy stuff, Mike?
Yeah, that's pretty like...
This is fucking dark. Dude, we got Puck. We got Puck, Mike.
Hey, Poopsie.
If you guys had the choice, would you rather see another Dark Knight film with Christian Bale directed by Nolan or giving someone else a shot at the Star Wars prequels? Hey, Poopsie.
Well, I really like what Jon Favreau's doing with the Star Wars property on Disney Plus. You know, as horrible as Disney is and can be, and they don't have the best track record with certain people and certain things. But the book of Boba Fett's coming out in December, which looks good. Obviously, Mandalorian season 3. Either they have to bring back Gina Carano, or they're going to have to get Lucy Lawless to replace her as Cara Dune. I don't see much around that. But as far as another Dark Knight, I think that trilogy is it for Nolan's vision of that. You have Ben Affleck coming back one more time in the Barry Allen Flash movie with Michael Keaton playing, old Batman, old Bruce Wayne, and Affleck playing him, in his 40s. So I don't think we'd ever see anything like that. We're gonna see more Star Wars. I mean, that's for sure. We got the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. You got Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and even a couple others. So, we're going to see Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader, which is I'm excited.
I'm excited about that. You underestimate my power.
You were supposed to bring balance back to the Force and destroy the Sith, not join them. It's still heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's tough to watch. IB Denmark. Hey from Denmark. Our favorite Danish fan. We love you. Fire Pixie is in South Carolina.
South Kakalaki.
South Kakalaki.
We spent some time down there.
Yeah. Men like gods. When I used to work for the USPS, I put a lot of LuLaRoe. I think it's LuLaRoe.
LuLaRich? Well, LuLaRoe is the gal's name.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Baker, right?
It's what it reminds you of. LuLaRoe is the name of the company, and she named it after a couple of her retard kids. Well, it's from a couple of her stupid kids. Like their names, one was Lou, one was La, one was Roe. Do
they say Merry Christmas?
Dude, of course they do.
Okay.
Yeah, LuLaRoe. They sold leggings for fat ladies. Oh, they sure did. They
sold a lot of them, huh?
Yeah.
I like the ones, too, where the patterns look like dicks in the crotch area, and they didn't know that it...
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, George.
Hey, George. You see that, right?
Speaking of the auto industry, there's our former what'd you call him, ombudsman, manager?
Parole officer, shaman. He was the shaman, soul of the age.
Capo, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, our dear beloved G,
Hey, G, drinking tonight?
Yeah, drinking.
Guzzling.
Yeah, guzzling.
We love our G. We love you, G. We miss you.
Yeah. We got to turn it into a hashtag, though. Hashtag Hey George.
Hey George.
It's
a religion.
It's a religion and a mantra and a chant that we use to get through life.
And tick, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to Steph. I do wonder about that. We do wonder. We wonder about Steph for sure. Hey, George.
Oh, God, it's so ridiculous.
It's like Firefest for leggings.
Yeah.
It's the people who did the Firefest talk, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like hashtag trend.
Oh, God. Do you think G's in his office now, the little office there when you walk in? Do you think he's in there now, Eric? Or
he could be he's in the POC. He could be in the POC.
Some vodka, maybe?
He's in the POC right now, just, waiting to see what happens. Speaking of trend, G, I'm going to try and do something that's never been done on a live stream. I'm going to see if I can share my screen, what that will do. I'm going to share screen. All right, let's see what this looks like. What are you seeing, Mike?
Just us. Just our...
I wanted to show...
Our big heads blowing gas.
Just my big fat head.
Do you have a link for what you were trying to share that you can put in the chat?
Well, I want to show my Twitter video that really trended on Twitter. I don't know if anyone can see it, or if you guys are seeing it yet, but it's It's a video of my workout from yesterday.
How long is the video?
Oh, it's like 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know if sharing is working. Share screen.
Well, could you put the link in on Twitter?
Yeah, I guess I'll just do that.
Just put the link in the comments in the chat.
Yeah, but it's just a quick 22-second video of me pumping some iron yesterday, doing some step ups, that sort of stuff, and
it's inspiring, and you got really great yacht rock backbeat to it.
Yeah, so I just put the Twitter up. It's on the Jackman Radio Twitter.
This is my workout, the Bud Light crunches.
Exactly.
You're inspiring your nation, though, dude. You got a lot of liberty love, dude, on your Twitter, man.
Yeah.
A lot of libertarians can be very harsh, and they love to shitpost. They love to battle people online. But man, I'll tell you what, they're also capable of great love.
They are. They can be really tender and really nice and thoughtful and loving. You know.
Absolutely.
So Hinckley's talking about holograms, Mike.
Oh, jeez. On that note, just let me grab another beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to grab me a beer.
Oh, God. Liz Warren, Pocahontas, she tried to drink a beer.
She's like, honey, do you want one?
Oh, dude, how cringe was that?
Yeah.
Her and her husband down there in Cambridge, in the shadow of Harvard.
Look, she fell right for the trap. I said, take the test, okay? Take the test, and she took it. And it turns out that I have more Indian blood than she does, and I don't have any.
Oh.
He said that, Eric.
I know. It's everything.
Yeah. Oh, we got Hinckley.
Yeah, we got Hinckley. When I pump it, it's like I'm coming. When I'm pumping, I'm coming. Imagine this sensation, just always feeling like you're coming.
Are you going to have some milk, Arnold, before you go on?
Milk? Oh. Yeah. What does he say? Yeah, milk's for baby cows. I drink beer.
Drink beer.
I drink beer. Milk is for baby cows.
In the workout room and downstairs in the training room and all these things, they didn't have milk. We just had the empty beers. We had beers everywhere. We just had steins of beer. We had a Nazi at my wedding. I came to America. I wanted a couple of things. I wanted to get in the gym. I wanted to marry a Kennedy. Dude, he accomplished those two things and then some.
He did it. He did it all, man. We love Arnold. What is he now, Mike? 73?
Arnold is 74. He just turned 74 this summer. They could keep putting me in the Terminator because with the Terminator, it's such a high concept thing because the exoskeleton, the outside the skin ages, but the inside is still the muscle alloy in the Terminator. So when he's Eric, when he's like talking about like the why he's old and all talking about it
like it's real.
The new one had a little bit of woke going on, didn't it? There was some woke.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was all right. It was better than the last one.
Oh, Genesis was dog shit.
Genesis was pretty bad, man. They had Khaleesi in it.
But she didn't go full,
She didn't get naked. Men like God says you really worked up a sweat. Yeah, I did. I do. I have been. It's been good.
He sweat unlike Prince Andrew.
I don't sweat. Yeah, we always come back to him, don't we?
We do.
Rye sent me aloha from Blue Hawaii. What happened to Crazy Marie anyway? When they get to Washington, they get possessed. Are you talking about Mazie Hirono, the U.S. Senator? I don't really know a lot about her. But, yeah, when you get to Washington, you probably do get a little crazy. You go a little batshit,
Well, they probably try to do like in Temple of Doom when they have the blood. Bum bum shibai, bum bum shibai. They make Harrison Ford drink it, and then he's not Indy anymore. He's adrenochrome Indy. So that's what happens, and that's what Colonel Bob Bowman told me, who won the nomination in Florida in 2006, the Democratic nomination in a district in Florida to run for Congress. They get you, man. They get you. They try to blackmail you. They try to get you on board quickly. They try to compromise you. So it's amazing anybody gets to Congress and still has a soul, which I think there's a few of them. I think Thomas Massey, obviously Tulsi Gabbard. There's Rand, to an extent when he's good and he's right on.
Yeah, Rand could be cute when he wants to.
Yeah, he's like a we go back to it. He's like a pandemic project. He's a quarantine project, like a doll that was made for a high school home ec class, and then the hair was completed kind of late, and then it was brought to life via Pinocchio, and then it went to the Senate,
Yeah, I went to the Senate and did some good things.
Yeah. How about AOC voting president, dude, on the dome?
Oh God. Yeah.
Omar voted no, right? In the House.
Yeah. She was a firm no on that. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't know. What does the dome cost like every year?
Whatever they say it does. We
Dome.
just authorized $1 billion.
Yeah.
You can talk about that. I'll be right back.
Iron Dome was declared operational in March of 2011. It's reported that the system shot down 90% of rockets launched from Gaza that would have landed in the populated area. In November 2012, official statements indicated that the dome had intercepted over 400 rockets. By late October 2014, the Iron Dome systems had intercepted over 1,200 rockets. So it's so important. Unit cost: $50 million per battery, $100,000 to $150,000 per interception. The Iron Dome. In May 2010, the White House announced that President Obama would seek $205 million from Congress in his 2011 budget to spur the production and deployment of additional Iron Dome batteries. The president's spokesman stated, President Obama recognizes the threat missiles and rockets fired by Hamas and Hezbollah pose to Israelis, and has therefore decided to seek funding from Congress to support the production of Israel's short-range rocket defense system called the Iron Dome. Yeah, I'm just trying to find more up-to-date stuff. That's all old stuff. Let's see, 2021, okay. Yeah, it's a hot potato, man. How are you going to vote on the dome?
As of last year, we had already provided, I think, $1.6 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
When people talk about here in America how they're upset and they're incensed about, SNAP or benefits or how
like
much
a social program,
Social Security, or how much this and that costs. It's like, well, why are we giving $1 billion to Israel? Like,
right?
We have all this financial hardship and all these problems. And one of the things Omar did said in her vote was that she also wants to talk about how the Palestinians are treated and what's their outcome in this whole deal. So I think that's good that she mentioned that. But
yeah. You're not going to make a lot of friends in that town, man. When you vote no, when you vote that way,
there's a lot of lobbying pressure for sure on that. So
yeah, Massey's been based about it.
Yeah, what's he been saying? Maybe we could get Lula Rich on it, dude. She probably goes to the whaling. Lula Rich goes to the wall, dude.
I'm sure.
Her Kushner is selling leggings over there, dude. Sponsored by Urban Moving Systems.
You know that they're pro-Israel, dude. You know that they are. They probably have a factory over there where they they have enslaved Palestinians, and they just throw them a sack of potatoes every week. That's all they get.
Now who comes in with the whip like in Temple of Doom?
Oh,
yeah, they could be moved. They could be moved.
The basement of Temple of Doom. That's Harvey Weinstein's basement, right? Where they filmed that.
Yeah.
Or it's Epstein. It could be at the Epstein's temple too, 100 stories down.
Yeah. The temple.
Good God.
Absolutely. That's incredible. But yeah, that's always a hot button issue. And AOC said she was crying and she had to vote present, and yet she chastised Tulsi when Tulsi voted present on some things. And
Tulsi voted present on the to impeach the king. Right.
Yeah. And how Tulsi explained it was about the reasons, and the reasons were bullshit. The whole Russia, like he's doing Marsha. That whole narrative. So I agree. That was bullshit. He's always been mobbed up. He's been connected, but to suggest that that's what through the election is complete bullshit. So
that's delusional, Mike.
Yeah.
It's and anyone who still believes that or buys in that or promulgated that or spread that, you're a fucking stupid and you're a fucking asshole.
You take giant needles up your ass from Stephen Colbert, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You're a needle worshipping fucking cuck. All right, that's who you are. Rachel Maddow and Mika Brzezinski and the fucking former Scarborough who murdered his intern.
He's like, they had to look at the intern.
Oh, dude.
He's like, they should look at the intern.
Mike, he was sitting president tweeting about a former member of Congress, kind of basically like alleging that he killed his intern in the office, Mike.
So, yeah, I know.
I'm going to see if I can call those tweets up.
And that's still not even the most outrageous tweet he ever did. So where is the where's the explanation for why the Taliban's on Twitter but Trump is not? Like,
I know.
Where's I just want to see that explanation. You know, and the media, a lot of the media has tanked since the king left office. Like their numbers are way down.
Okay, all right, I found it. Hold on, dude. This is even more fucking outrageous than I remembered. Dude, this tweet alone is why Trump needs to get his Twitter back and run for president again. All right, I gotta stop laughing for a sec.
Okay.
All right, Trump tweeted this at 6:54 in the morning on May 12th, 2020. He said, "When will they open a cold case on the psycho Joe Scarborough matter in Florida?" Did he get away with murder? Some people think so. Why did he leave Congress so quickly and quietly? Isn't it obvious? What's happening now? Total nut job. Oh! He fucking tweeted that, Mike.
As sitting president?
Yeah, that's fucking president, dude.
Dude, Jimmy Carter would never tweet anything like that.
Oh. Mike, psycho Joe Scarborough.
We're going to have Dog the Bounty Hunter go after it. He's going to look for the body. He's going to bring it to justice. Dude, how about Dog the Bounty Hunter trending again, man? I'm so here for that.
Yeah, well, I'm not even following that. Why is Dog the Bounty Hunter trending?
Well, he got remarried, which is in the news, and I think the new wife is, she's also a bounty hunter. But basically, the reason that Dog the Bounty Hunter is trending is because just last week, he got involved in this Brian Laundrie deal. You know, the YouTube influencer with the gal who disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of dirty laundry. They're doing a cross country trip. Him and Gabby Petito, and she was last seen in. This is how Trump would say the tweet. She was last seen in June, and no one knows what happened. He returned on September 1st, and she didn't. And it's disgusting, quite frankly. It's a disaster, and she might be hiding under Joe Scarborough's desk. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But basically, Dog the Bounty Hunter is he's hanging out like the Appalachian Trail dude down in North Carolina, looking for this guy. And basically, the suspicion is that he killed his fiance, which he probably did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, if you were stuck in a van for 3 months with someone, and
no matter who they are, you'd kill them too.
You might be a little homicidal.
Yeah. Wow.
I just love that he's trending again, man. He kind of needed this as the redemption.
Yeah.
I think he kind of, this is like when they had Furman out to be the good guy and the whole Greenwich Martha Moxley thing. Mark Furman from the OJ case. He said all the racist stuff that was recorded.
Right. And
then he's like the good guy in the whole like Martha Moxley. He's gonna bag the Kennedy cousin Skakel, and I do need to look into that case more. But no, Dog the Bounty Hunter went and knocked on the door, dude. He's out there. His hair is looking great, man. It's nice, and his hair's been getting a lot of sun or peroxide or both, man. And I'm here for it. When they would do the prayer circles, we're gonna go. We're gonna.
I know.
He can't carry a gun because he's a convicted felon because he killed someone. Well, he actually didn't kill someone. He was driving the getaway car. It was a marijuana deal that went south, and the guy that he was driving ended up killing someone. So he did time for that, Eric.
He was accessory. He
paid his debt to society, and he's Dog the Bounty Hunter, dude. And it's beyond anything that we can even comprehend.
It's incredible. And then the King also tweeted, Mike, on November 29th, I think of, 2019 or 2020, probably 2019. So now that Matt Lauer is gone, when will the fake news practitioners at NBC be terminating the contract of Phil Griffin? And when will they terminate low ratings Joe Scarborough based on the unsolved mystery that took place in Florida years ago? Investigate.
Dude, he's like Robert Stack.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like, update.
Joe Scarborough's a murdering psychopath.
I mean, Scarborough and Brzezinski are a couple of ghouls.
Oh,
I mean,
they're fucking ghouls, man. Those two.
They're grotesque. And it took a villain, dude. It was Suicide Squad. That's why so many people gravitated towards him and his head, dude. Trump. They didn't like him. They didn't agree with him. They thought he was disgusting, but they were so disgusted with business as usual and the gaslighting and the lying and the pretending to be decent that they needed somebody like him, like the Joker. They needed his wrath and his fury to come in and take all those people who were pretending to be decent and just fart right in their face. And
he did too, Mike.
That's why people still like the dude, man. I mean,
Yeah. Hillary Clinton, she's the MVP of ISIS. Oh, that was he's like, impressive. You know what Iraq is now? It's like the Harvard of terrorism. Okay, it wasn't like that before, but then we went over there and we overthrew Saddam and we destroyed the place, and now it's Harvard of terror. He says things like that, Mike.
It's like the Trump University of Terror. Okay, you can get your degree, you can learn how to do a car bomb, you can learn how to pose as somebody else, you can get Sunni, you can get Shiite. Everything was Sunni, but now it's gone to Shiite.
It's always Sunni in Iraq. We miss him, Mike,
Everybody misses him, man. And the people who hate him miss him the most because what do they got to complain about? Because Biden's keeping a lot of the same shit on the table. And you're hearing whispers from those people about it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Biden throwing more people out than Trump is?
Oh, he's got fucking cry macho Clint Eastwood lassoing people down to all the Haitians getting a Haitian special at the border. Oh. And where's the outrage over that? I haven't really seen a lot of it, so I don't know. It's selective. A lot of it's selective. And
yeah.
When you're not beholden to either party and you call bullshit on all of it, you just kind of see those patterns,
Yeah. You have the glasses on from They Live, Mike. When he first puts them on, dude, and he sees the sign that, it says, like, travel to the Caribbean, but then he puts the glasses on and it says, get married, procreate.
He's like, it figured it'd be something like this.
They're a bunch of lizards, a bunch of shape-shifting interdimensional lizards. Infowars.com. God.
Yeah, so that was it was nice to see Dog the Bounty Hunter back in the news. And what do you make of Bates Tulsi, dude? She had a marquee week, dude. Her last week, 4 Fox News hits? She went on Megyn Kelly's podcast. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people, their hair's on fire about some of her appearances on Fox News. And, she's just back from a deployment in Africa over there as a civil affairs officer with the Army. And I just found out she's was promoted from major to lieutenant colonel now. So that's pretty sweet. Rising the ranks. The colonel. Mike, the colonel?
Yeah, it's the colonel. It's great.
Yeah, it's the colonel. And, she was just talking about drones and the drone bombing there in Afghanistan. And I think a lot of people were upset that she just wasn't like straight out denouncing drones or using them, as a tactic or a means in the war on terror. And I'm very against drones. I've been very outspoken about them for a long time. And I just, instead of being hysterical about what she was saying or whatever, I just pointed people towards Jeremy Scahill's documentary, Dirty Wars, or Dirty War, from, what was that, 2013?
2013 or 14, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a companion book as well.
Right. Let's see, Dirty... I don't know if it's war. Yeah, Dirty Wars is the name of it. Dirty Wars.
Yeah, I would love to have a conversation with Tulsi about this, and I'm sure she would talk to us about this. Like any subject. The last time we interviewed her, there was no subject that was off limits, and we're willing to have discussions about topics that we disagree with or that we have a different perspective on. I think probably where she's coming from too is if we can minimalize ground force casualties and not have like traditional, warfare, have it be more, which was really kind of the posturing of the Obama administration. So I do disagree with that sentiment. I mean, I think, like you were saying, the drones have killed so many innocent people and people who had no affiliation with terrorism, weren't doing anything wrong. And I think it's really punctuated by the recent strike in Afghanistan, towards the end of the quote unquote war, where it was, innocent civilians, lugging water in their car. And that's not an isolated incident. I think that's really what a lot of it's been for the last 20 years, especially with weddings, baby showers, engagements, birthday parties. These are human beings being turned into a smudge, essentially, by an unmanned aircraft. It's like it's death by video game. You can have somebody who's in an air-conditioned trailer out in the desert in Las Vegas on a joystick, making a life or death, extrajudicious life and death decision. And I think there should be serious conversations about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have long argued what's a better tool of recruitment and means of radicalization than the drone program.
Yeah, want to create a new generation of quote unquote terrorists. If your family gets wiped out, you've got nothing to lose. What are you going to do?
Yeah, your entire family is just smoked and rendered into a smudge right before your eyes if you happen to survive it.
Or any hope of employment or economic future or a normal life. We have to be able to put ourselves in other human being shoes across the world. And unfortunately for a lot of Americans, that kind of empathy or understanding or ability to even think about that or consider that has been so propagandized and smashed out of our consciousness that, I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And, the U.S., we are an empire. We're basically a corporate empire. We're a conglomerate of corporations that have interests all over the world, and our military is used as a enforcement arm of those. Smedley Butler talked about this all over almost 100 years ago about war as a racket, man, and it still applies, and it's even worse today.
I think that should be taught in schools. That should be mandatory. That should be right next to the recruitment table at schools. Although I don't think recruiters are as prevalent in schools as they were back when we were at public school. I read that somewhere, that there's not as many recruiters.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they're recruiting in schools or what those numbers look like. Certainly, we remember them when we were in school, and they were pretty aggressive. And
you're talking about just after 9/11. I mean,
yeah.
So they were working on kids our age until they turned 18. If you were our age in 2001, 14, 15, by the time the Iraq War came around 2-3 years later, getting hot, you're recruitment age, 17, 18. So we saw a lot of that. But there was no counter to that. And to suggest a counter or to raise any kind of questions or objection to it, you were basically just called a terrorist appeaser and un-American. And that was a huge problem, that we've seen the last 20 years. And it's been something. It's been interesting to see how everything's come full circle in the last couple decades. Obviously, with the recent 9/11 20th anniversary and the end of the war in Afghanistan. So, I think it's more relevant than ever.
Yeah, and I get she was always been against overthrow in those kind of wars. She's always outspoken about that. And the drone thing, man, it's just it's the core of it is who are we over in Africa like killing and dealing with? Who are we over there sorting out? Why
it was Al Qaeda or Al Qaeda affiliated groups? But what does that mean? Who specifically? I mean, what are the details on that?
Right, and are they a threat to the United States homeland? To us,
because we're certainly willing to get into bed with Al Qaeda affiliated groups and arm them and fund them. That famous picture of John McCain, where he's with some Al Qaeda aligned type peeps. You know the photo I'm talking about, Eric?
Of course I do. He's over there having a blast. But so Tulsi had a few appearances on Fox News, and then she did a great long form convo with Megyn Kelly, which was just awesome. And I recommend everybody go to Megyn Kelly's channel and check her out. She's got a good show going. She had that ghoul Mike Pompeo on today, which that'll be fascinating. But
he was the head of the CIA at one point, right before he became.
He was congressman, CIA director, and then he became Secretary of State under the Emir. And Tulsi and Megyn had a fantastic conversation. And finally, Tulsi was asked about her stance on being mandated for and really was able to speak to that issue, which she hadn't had a chance really to speak about. So, and I think that'll really that'll really show you how thoughtful she is as a person, and as someone who does actually respect individual rights and liberty and that sort of thing. So, I personally, I have no worries about what we've seen the last week or two from Tulsi. I mean, this is the Tulsi I've known for almost 3 years. You know what I mean? She hasn't really changed her tune. She's the same person. And I think, nuance is something that's really missing. And when you go on Fox News, man, you're only on there for 3 or 4 minutes. So you've got 3 or 4 minutes to try to pack something meaningful, some kind of dialogue, something that means something, really into just a soundbite, that'll be a clip later on social media. So I don't really think that's the best venue for that, and to base your views on somebody and their views. So I think most people thrive in long form. And think about when you're just having a conversation with a person one-on-one in person, like just a natural, organic conversation where things come up and you're having an exchange and a dialogue. And that's where you get nuance and understand that things are not so black and white and clear cut. So, but she'll be doing more appearances, and certainly we'll try and get her back on Jackman Radio here. We had her on in I think that was February of 2019, February, March, just when the campaign was getting started. We did a Politics and Pints sit down with her, which was great. So we'll try and get her on again soon, and we can talk about some of those things with her. But yeah, Tulsi's voice is a very important voice in the dialogue and in American politics. And a lot of people really respect where she's coming from and her point of view on things. And just a breath of fresh air. So let's go to some of these chats here. G'day from Gulag, Oz. Down under. They're losing the plot out there. I hope you're staying safe and doing as well as you can, Cassandra. It's heartbreaking to see what's happening in Australia. Who knows how that's going to turn out or play out. But, I'm in solidarity with everybody who's fighting the man and fighting the power in Australia, and keep at it. And Cassandra says, I was introduced through Iconic. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Iconic. We love Gareth Ike. We love David Ike. Jamie. Iconic Media. Jamie. Yeah, Jamie. They all do amazing work, man. Really appreciate you tuning in and your support. The most terrifying thing about drones is since children's ears are more sensitive, little kids in the Middle East can hear them flying overhead while adults cannot. It makes it hard to sleep. Yeah, that's another thing. The PTS that just this death can come from the sky. Imagine the PTS of clear days. Over here in America, we're like, oh, I love a nice clear day. Blue sky, it's beautiful. I don't have a care in the world. Over in Yemen, blue skies, clear skies. You might be a little concerned about that.
Yeah, two decades of drones in Yemen, Iraq, Saudi Arabia,
Pakistan.
Not Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, other parts of Africa. I mean, there are probably places I don't even know that that you can list. So it's not really a great tool of foreign policy. And I think the Obama administration, who dropped more drones than the Bush administration, definitely illustrated that. Yeah.
Hello, Jackman Brothers from Mr. Boston. Mr. Boston, hello. What part of Boston? Are you in Boston? You like Boston? You like the song by Augustana, Boston? Thanks for tuning in. It's great to see you.
Do you like the band Boston? Brad Delp, who I met, who was a great guy. He was a great guy, very talented guy.
Very sad how he died. So sad.
He committed suicide. Very sad.
So sad. Bardo Film says, I've wondered why the DNC forced Tulsi out of the debate so quickly. Everything she said and says today is on point. Well, being someone who worked closely with her here in New Hampshire for a year, and I was obviously keeping an eye on the criteria, the ever-changing criteria, bullshit criteria that the DNC established for these debates, in cahoots with the legacy alphabet media. They just rat fuck. They rat fuck anybody, like a Ron Paul, like a Mike Gravel, like a Kucinich, like Tulsi. You start to get too loud, man, about that war machine and about the real issues, They get you off. They get you far away from the stage, and they make sure you're not on there. I mean, one of the more outrageous and egregious ones was when CNN were doing town halls here in New Hampshire, and our campaign, man, she did over 200 events here in New Hampshire and spent a lot of time and energy and effort and money and resources in the state. And she was consistently polling at 5% or better in New Hampshire in a lot of polls. And CNN were having these big New Hampshire-specific town halls here, pretty close to the primary, and Tulsi was snubbed. She was not invited, and they gave one to Deval Patrick, who was a last-minute Obama lackey entry into the race. He got the nice town hall on CNN and all the press and everything, and glory with that. And Tulsi was not invited.
And Tom Steyer. Hi, I'm Tom Steyer.
Oh,
Hi.
God.
I'm in Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book. Hi.
Oh.
I'm Tom Steyer.
God, he's so cringe, dude.
Didn't you ask Deval's wife about that when you met her? About the debate stuff? I mean, you met Deval's wife, right?
Yeah, she was up here at the brewery at Post and Beam. She was very nice. No, she asked me why we were suing Hillary. With that lawsuit.
You were like, how much time you got?
I was like, Mrs. Patrick, how much time do you have? But yeah, no, that was a bummer when the debate started, giving the cold shoulder to Tulsi. One of the best moments, I got to be at the debate in Michigan when she just absolutely wrecked Kamala Harris about the war on drugs and her marijuana policy and stuff. So pretty good stuff.
Yeah, you were pretty close to the stage, right?
Yeah, we were right there in the audience, me and Funny Man. It's all good stuff. So Mr. Boston says the mass Space Force is noisy as fuck. Like the fucking Space Force.
It's near the Boston Garden. It's on the roof of the garden in the Back Bay area, and the Space Force does a great job. Yeah, Space Force is in New Hampshire too. I think that's basically just a continuation of Reagan's whole Star Wars program. It's about weaponization of space, which all the superpowers are trying to do. They're all trying to get real estate. Everybody wants to live next to E.T., You get it.
E.T., Starman. Mike?
Actually, Elliot was in Midnight Mass, the actor who played Elliot from E.T. He was the main character's dad.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great performance. Great performance. If you're just tuning in, check out Midnight Mass on Netflix. We don't often recommend, because a lot of Netflix is just trash. It's just hot trash. You spend hours trying to find something to watch. So if we're talking about it, it means it's pretty good. It's worthwhile. You can have some chili and check it out.
Right. It's worth the watch.
That Soma is worth your a little bit of free time that you get, for sure.
Yeah, it's good Soma. And then, of course, Free Britney just came out, Mike.
Yeah, we started that. That was that's another documentary on Netflix.
Britney versus Spears, it's called.
Yeah, conservatorship. Lots of implications there. I mean, who really knows, man? I don't think the documentary is going to touch on Dan Schneider and Jamie Lynn at all, or Nickelodeon, or when Dan Schneider parted ways with Nickelodeon. But that's a very interesting story to look into for anybody watching who's interested, which can fill in some backstory to that whole world. And anything Bella Thorne has said. Bella Thorne said her time at Disney, being basically a child slave, was the worst time of her life. So anything else she's ever done has been, pretty much small potatoes in comparison.
Yeah, and a lot of people need to realize, Britney's behavior and her breakdowns, or whatever you want to call them, the causes of that didn't just happen in a vacuum.
No.
There's obvious reasons that she behaved the way she did.
She was a product. She was viewed as a product.
What she did, yeah, not a human, and she was just basically slave-driven, and a lot of things that would be in a normal person's control, and you would have autonomy and agency in your life, she didn't have at all.
Being able to have a bank account and write checks and make decisions about what you're going to purchase, and it's dark.
Yeah, you feel for Britney, Mike, and I don't know what the status is of the conservatorship. I mean, I'm sure there will be more in the news about it soon, but God, she's like a 40-year-old woman, man. No one deserves to live like that.
Yeah. Oh, when she had her meltdown and shaved her head, I mean, that was That was like an MK Ultra kind of
Glitch.
It's a glitch, yeah. Like the interview she did where she goes into the British accent, she kind of jerks her head, and it's a split. I mean, it's a split.
Yeah, she's an
split thing going on.
MK Ultra beta kitty.
It was like when Lady Gaga came back from her training with the Marina Abramovich, and she was kind of like,
"Oh my god!"
There's clips of it. It's incredible. I'm here for all of it.
God, yeah, didn't she have her like out in the woods naked, like screaming?
Yes.
Or like standing on like a giant ice cube too, like naked on an ice cube. Basically torture.
I'm having Marina Abramovich over on Friday night for some spirit cooking and some pasta. We're going to throw some buckets of fake blood on the wall, and that's normal. That's totally normal for people in power and chiefs of staff to do. So
yeah,
I look forward to her coming over for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Well, anyone else have any questions or anything they want to drop a super chat in there? We're coming up on an hour, 10 minutes, and we like to keep these things not too long. You know, I think an hour and 10 is pretty good.
Yeah, 75 minutes or less for the burning of the news.
Burning of the news. And yeah, this is something we're going to be doing every week. You know, we're really enjoying that. Look at that. 5. What is that? Is that euro from France?
Oh, thank you very much, Fred. I appreciate that. And I just watched a great episode of Anthony Bourdain's show before he passed, where he went to Newfoundland, Canada, which is where my father's from. And he went to another part of Canada, which is one of the last official kind of French outposts off the coast of Newfoundland. And they had an authentic French dinner made by a local chef there. So it looked really good. That's beautiful. Greetings to you, France. I hope things are going okay there.
Bonjour. Merci beaucoup. And that's about $5.80 US, Mike. €5 right now.
Oh, that's enough to download Michelle by the Beatles. Paul McCartney. Hello, Paul McCartney here. We were just art students, and we didn't really know what we were doing, but we had a turtleneck trying to act like we were French to impress the art school girls. That's how I created Michelle, and that's it.
That's pretty much how it went.
Okay, yeah.
Bardo Films sends $5 super sticker.
Oh, thanks, Bart. Is Bardo Films like a film company? What kind of films is he into? I hope it's like that 8mm Joel Schumacher type stuff with Machine. I hope it's not that. You never know, though.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. We enjoy it. And I've got a very fine Vermont Oktoberfest to close things out.
Yeah, what are those? Are those lagers? How is that?
So this is like when you go to Oktoberfest. It's got it's a classic Bavarian style Marzen lager brewed with all German ingredients. So it's it's not like a Bud Light. It's a little bit more heavy, but it's good. Oh, Mr. Boston, It's good. Yeah, Mr. Boston. Our dad grew up in Southie and Dorchester, so we know Boston. We love Boston. We do a great job.
When are we going to have a Halloween party? That's a good question.
Haven't had one in a few years. The last Halloween party we did, Eric, you dressed up as Trump, and I dressed up as Steven Seagal, which was
it descended into an alt-right fever dream.
Oh, it's gross. It's gross. It was fun though. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's about all I got, man. You know, thank you everybody for tuning in. What do you think, Eric?
Mr. Boston wants to know where you get the beer from, if you want to plug the brewery or the name of it.
Yes, so the brewery is called Zero Gravity. You can order off of their website. They're based out of Vermont, and you can get it up there. You know, you have to drive to Vermont, or I don't know about Massachusetts distribution, but you know, I hope to be down in Massachusetts on Route 9 near the Natick Framingham border sometime soon.
Michael Douglas.
Yes.
Awesome. So Bardo said, no, one day maybe I want to do drone films someday. Cheers.
Well, you know, the drone footage I really want to see is the fellow who had a drone above Ghislaine Maxwell's property last summer of 2020. Eric and I went to Ghislaine Maxwell's house the day after she was busted by the feds. She lived about 45 minutes from us, it turns out. Her and Scott Borgeson were doing some stuff in Bradford, New Hampshire. And there was a guy there with a drone filming the property. And he previewed a little bit of it for us. And I haven't seen it since, but would definitely love to see that drone footage.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I think drones come in handy. They don't have a bomb, but they have a camera on them.
Yeah. Mr. Boston says, I live in Metro West right now. Metro West, we were born in Framingham and we lived in Ashland for 10 years, so we're very familiar with Metro West.
Yeah,
And
Massachusetts.
yeah, he's asking about Luke Radowski. Luke was on Epstein's Island. He friggin' stormed the island with a dollar vigilante guy.
Right, yeah, they did.
Exactly.
They did. Yep.
Yeah, they stormed it. Got some fucking crazy footage. That's insane. And we're hoping to have Luke on. We're going to invite Luke on the show. I think he's in New Hampshire currently, so we'd love to have him on to talk about his experience storming Epstein's Island and getting that footage and traveling out there to Little St. James. Boy, that's fucking insane. Mr. Boston's in Hopkinton, where the Boston Marathon.
Oh, right near Ashland, right next to Ashland.
Yeah, Hopkinton.
Cool.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to our second Burn the News. Like I said, we're going to be doing this every week, maybe multiple times a week. Just really depends on how things play out for us. But we certainly appreciate you tuning in and watching and giving your thoughts, your input, your questions, your super chats. It's what's going to keep this channel growing. It's what's going to keep us going. So we really appreciate everything. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, click subscribe down below. Give me a follow on Twitter at Jackman Radio, Instagram at Jackman Radio, and my personal account is Senator Jackman. Yes, Mr. Boston, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you thumbs this video up.
Subscribe.
And get the notifications. Tell all your friends. So many cool things planned coming up to close out this year. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're safe and you're happy and you're having fun. And Jackman Radio could provide a little bit of entertainment and knowledge and fun for you. So, Mike, it's fun. It's been fun. We'll do this again soon.
See you next time.
Peace and love to everybody, as Ringo Starr says.
Peace and love.